Welcome back to the channel. Thank y'all for hanging with me on this Saturday. So July for me is all about dragging something offshore. You know, those fish are looking to get in the deepest water that they can get in while still being around the bait and being around some type of cover. So if your lake has grass, get away from the bank, get out there as deep as you can that still has something to fish, and then drag something slow around that. So I keep this very simple. But this is not only going to be able to catch your biggest fish, this is also going to catch you numbers. So this is the best way to fish this time of year, in my opinion. And you really only need two types of worms for the most part, and you need two different rigs. So when you're fishing open areas, this could be channel swing banks, this could be ledges, shell bars, anything that doesn't have a lot of grass in it, even stump field, stuff like that. The Magnum shaky head. This is a great way to trigger those bigger bites and be a little bit more visible to the fish opposed to that smaller shaky head. So Magnum trick worm, I keep it very simple. Green pumpkin most of the time. If they're not biting that, try a plum or a June bug, but most of the time green pumpkin or watermelon red. But very simple, and I'm dragging this slow. Sometimes you can hop it, but most of the time it's a slow drag. You want to feel those shells. You want to count those rocks. You want to know that you're around some type of hard bottom. And when the Magnum shaky head isn't going down, or you're in too much cover like hydrilla, milfoil, eelgrass, that's when I like a 10-inch worm. And why this 10-inch worm in that little bit deeper water? You know, we're talking 5 to 10 foot, but you want a quicker fall. Why this 10-inch worm I think is better than your speed worms is because it goes to the bottom a little bit quicker. I'm not going to say it's more subtle. It just, when it kicks and falls, it falls a little bit faster than your speed worm. So you can keep that bait in the bottom when you're fishing a little bit deeper. That speed worm, really good for that 8, 10 foot and shallower. This is going to be a lot better when you're in that 8 and deeper. And that's typically what you're looking for this time of year. You want to find those flats. You want to find those ditches and those drains that have grass in them or some type of brush or whatever, but some type of cover. And most of the time you can get away with fishing a quarter or a 3/16 ounce weight. If you go deeper than 10 feet, maybe you need to go up to like a 3/8 or a 5/16. You should be able to feel contact with the bottom. Got it to myself for now. Just a really likable high percentage area. There's only a few things that the fish want in the post-spawn early summer is hard bottom, forage, lots of it, and in between where they're going, and where they've been the last month. So it's a fat one. Again, not a big one, but we're getting quite a few bites. So there's a little over 2.5. But slow, fish slow, leave it out there, let it sit, pop it, move it, shake it, but you don't have to do too much. So I'm fishing around some brim beds. They're just typical offshore, late spring, early summer, post spawn. Not catching any big ones yet, but we're getting a lot of bites, so that's important. Not a giant bass by any means, but that is what I'm doing a lot of my July, looking for those places that are close to deep water, but a little bit shallower as the lake started to turn over and more fish are getting off the hard places, getting in cover, and getting back to the shallow spots. So try that, guys. Good luck to you, and I'll see you on the water.